In the jungle that is pro football, the law is kill or be killed, and woe to the innocent and the weak, for to the predators go the spoils. But the brand new Cincinnati Bengals did not enter the jungle unescorted. Paul Brown, their guiding spirit and protector, had tread these paths before and was wise in the ways of the hunt. In a few brief months, he and a circle of coaches had molded the baby Bengals into a single ferocious feline and set it loose to roam the AFL. The offense was built around an attractive mixture of talent. Alternating at quarterback were number 14, Sam Weish, a free agent who functioned like another coach. John Stofa from the Miami Dolphins. And rookie Dewey Warren, the Swamp Rat. Although varying in size and strength, they had in common courage and determination and the versatility to adapt to Coach Brown's multivariate attack in his attempt to fuse a cohesive offensive machine. The line, centered by Bob Johnson, was manned by rookies and veterans alike. Men like Dave Middendorf, Ernie Wright, Howard Fest, and Pat Matson and Pete Peralt, Paul Brown's messenger guards. The receivers, too, were varied. Number 42, Warren McVeigh, a rookie, found himself a tiger of all trades. He returned punts, ran the end around, and at 5'9" and 175 pounds, let the fact that he was the smallest pass receiver in the AFL bother him not one whit. At split end, number 27, S.T. Saffold. At flanker, number 23, Rod Sherman. Sherman was injured with a concussion in the first game of the season. Two games later, he was back, catching 8 passes for 86 yards. Number 84, Bob Trumpy. At 6'5" and 220 pounds, Trumpy was too big and too good not to play, and he found himself at both split end and tight end during the season. And he used his sure hands and bruising strength to advantage. Bengal running game often resembled a locomotive gone berserk. Number 45, Tom Smiley, ran with bone-shattering abandon. Number 19, Essex Johnson, combined brute strength with the determination and speed to gain yards even when there were none. But the epitome of the Bengals' slashing speed and sinewy strength resided in Paul Robinson. Robinson, AFL Rookie of the Year, AFL leading ground gainer, and the second rookie in the history of pro football to gain over 1,000 yards. Paul Brown was determined the Bengals would win, and he wasn't afraid to employ the unorthodox in order to achieve it. The end around became a staple play for the Bengals, with practically everyone getting a crack at it. And then there was the old flea flicker. But there are some things no coach can control, and as happens to any young team, the ball took some strange bounces for the Bengals. Cincinnati's defense was characterized by a unity of purpose unexpected from so young a team. The Bengals hunted in a pack. The front paws of the Tiger were the defensive line. At right end, number 89, rookie Harry Gunner. At left end, number 76, Jim Griffin from the San Diego Chargers. Number 81, Dennis Randall from the New York Jets. Number 83, rookie Bill Staley. Number 70, Andy Rice from Houston. And number 65, rookie Bill Kendricks. Middle linebacker, number 69, Sherrill Hedrick. At 31, the oldest man on the team and the only player over 30, he combines steadying experience with the rough and tumble enthusiasm of the perennial rookie. Number 58, rookie Al Beauchamp. Unfazed by pressure, by his elders, or by the niceties of discussion, Beauchamp personified the spirit of the linebacking corps. Men like Bernie Erickson, Mike Hibbler, Mac McClure, and Paul Elzey. Number 55, veteran linebacker Frank Buncombe from San Diego, here displaying the tenacity that distinguished his play. At cornerback, number 47, Charlie King from Buffalo. At the other corner, number 31, Fletcher Smith from Kansas City. A tiger in his own right. Number 30, safety man Jess Phillips, a rookie. Defensive man with a vengeance. And at safety, number 20, Bobby Hunt from Kansas City.
On Friday, September 6th in San Diego, California, the American Football League began its 9th season of play. The opening game matched the explosive San Diego Chargers against the league's youngest member, the Cincinnati Bengals. This contest marked the birth of a new team and the return of a great old coach. 60-year-old Paul Brown, a member of the Hall of Fame and once the stern taskmaster of the Cleveland Browns. He gave his rookie-laden Bengals a high mark as they passed from the kindergarten of preseason to the first grade of regular league play. "I told them they did a good job," said Brown. "They did their best, and nobody can ask more."
Cincinnati's best came in the first quarter, the first time they had the ball. Quarterback Dewey Warren and fullback Tom Smiley combined for Cincinnati's first pass completion. On a reverse, flankerback Warren McVeigh raced 28 yards to the Charger 23. Paul Robinson, the fourth member of Cincinnati's all-rookie backfield, glided through the San Diego defense for 14 yards. On the next play, Robinson turned left in and out-sprinted two Chargers to the end zone. With 5 minutes elapsed in the opening quarter, the surprising Bengals led 7-0.
The first to fall prey were the skitterish Denver Broncos. In their first home game of the season, the Bengals attacked the Broncos like so much fresh meat on the hoof. The defense, a blend of rookies and veterans, showed they had learned the first rule of survival: go for the kill. On offense, the Bengals displayed a mixture of naive exuberance and sophisticated determination. Their strong runners clawed for every yard and were capable of exploiting a key block and turning it into a score. And they could pounce through the air. The Bengals had tasted blood, and they liked it. Their first trophy was won 24-10, and the game ball was sent to the Hall of Fame.
The Falcons, Saints, Dolphins, and now the Cincinnati Bengals have one thing in common. They're all recent expansion teams, which is an unenviable situation. No expansion team has ever won a game this early. But in Cincinnati, the Bengals aim to change all that against the Denver Broncos.
The first two quarters were scoreless and disappointing to both teams. While the Bengals and Broncos displayed solid and often bruising defensive strength, the offense remained unproductive. Several times both teams were within striking distance, but each drive ended in failure. As the half drew to a close, Bengal coach Paul Brown pondered his impotent offense. The second half was a different story. Cincinnati rookie Paul Robinson powered off tackle for 8 yards on the first play. Then quarterback John Stofa threw to number 42 Warren McVeigh for a 28-yard pickup. On fourth down, Dale Livingston was called in to kick a 49-yard field goal, which gave Cincinnati a 3-0 edge early in the third period. Denver was soon forced to punt, and Cincinnati wasted no time, jumping to a 10-0 lead on a 58-yard bomb from Stofa to number 84, Bob Trumpy. With 8:58 remaining in the third quarter, the Bengals had the upper hand, but Denver fought back. Jim LeClaire, a second-year man from C.W. Post, hit Al Denson with a 23-yard pass. On the next play, LeClaire threw to Denson again, and number 88 picked up 20 more yards. LeClaire then hit number 32, rookie Garrett Ford, with a swing pass that was good for 6 more yards. But the Bengal defense toughened and dropped LeClaire for big losses on the 2 ensuing plays. This strong rush was the primary reason Cincinnati was able to limit Denver's passing game to only 106 yards in 35 attempts. The Broncos had to settle for a 33-yard field goal from newly activated Bob Humphrey. Trailing now by 7 points, Bronco quarterback LeClaire hit number 44, Floyd Little, with a short pass, and Little did the rest. After this 16-yard pickup, LeClaire threw a 5-yard strike to Eric Crabtree, who was open in the end zone. With the score now tied 10-10, the Bengals took over. Stofa hit number 18, Paul Robinson, with a 10-yard screen. Then the turning point came. Tom Smiley picked up a dramatic first down on 4th and inches from the Bronco 46. On the next play, Warren McVeigh was the only receiver downfield, but he was all Stofa needed. The 54-yard bomb made it 17-10, and the Bengals were ahead to stay. Denver's last effort came to an embarrassing halt when LeClaire lost control of the ball attempting to pass. A few minutes later, rookie Essex Johnson from Grambling burst up the middle for a 34-yard touchdown and a final score of 24-10. In winning this game, the Bengals set an expansion team record and even it slated 1 loss and 1 very impressive win.
The Bengals had won 3 out of their last 4 games, including victories over the Jets and the Steelers. The Buffalo Bills should have heeded the Bengals' roar. The savagery of the Bengal defense won the game ball for defensive backfield coach Tom Bass as his charges sent Buffalo reeling. offense, the Bengals again displayed both polished artistry and daredevil bravura. The offense bulled Buffalo for scores. And the defense added to their honors with two wily, sticky-fingered tallies of their own. Even when things went wrong, as on this missed count, there was someone ready to rise to the occasion and emerge a hero. This second straight victory marked the earliest any expansion team had ever won 2 games and promised a bright future for the baby Bengals.
For 34 years, Paul Brown has been called a master of football. The Cincinnati Bengals put more emphasis on the word master when they beat Buffalo on Sunday, bringing their record to an amazing 2 wins and 1 loss.
The Bengals proved that last week's so-called upset over Denver was not as implausible as it seemed, and the Buffalo offense was the first to recognize this fact. Early in the first quarter, the Bengal defense, led by number 58 Al Beauchamp, repeatedly stopped the Bills' ground game. In a contest marked by thunderbolt scoring that came from nowhere, the Bengals split in. Warren McVay struck first on an 80-yard reverse. Combined with Dale Livingston's 11-yard field goal, this gave Cincinnati an early 10-0 lead. But Buffalo's offense was not to be deprived for long as the all-rookie attack began to gel. Quarterback Dan Darrah connected first with number 25 flanker Haven Moses. This was followed by a 15-yard Darrah completion to number 28 Richard Trapp. From the 14, another rookie, Mini Max Anderson, pounded around left end for the score, which made it 10-7 Cincinnati at the half. In the third quarter, still another Buffalo rookie, halfback Gary McDermott, flipped a pass to tight end Bill Masters, who carried inside the 25. Then McDermott skirted left end to give Buffalo a 14-10 lead. Behind for the first time in the game, the Cincinnati defense regrouped and once again assumed command. Thunderbolt struck side by side as number 47 Charlie King and seconds later linebacker Al Beauchamp intercepted passes thrown by the harried Buffalo quarterbacks and ran for touchdowns that gave the Bengals a 27-14 lead. But the Bills had a little lightning of their own as Mini Max Anderson returned the ensuing kickoff 100 yards. minutes remaining in the game, the Bills were forced to punt, and Paul McGuire dropped it on the 1-yard line. This led to a safety by Bills linebacker number 59, Paul Guidry. With Buffalo trailing by only 4 points and with a chance to go ahead, Dara threw to Haven Moses at the 12. This would have given Buffalo a first down with time to score, but the play was nullified by a fatal penalty. With 4th down and 29 yards to go, another penalty, and the Bills gave up the ball. The Bengals, who have already proved that they are a new breed of expansion team and will be contenders every week, added a final 7 points with a second left on Tom Smiley's smash from the 1, which made the final score Cincinnati 34 and Buffalo 23. The Bengals start strong as quarterback John Stofa hits number 45 Tom Smiley with a swing pass, good for 15 yards. Stofa then connects with flanker Rod Sherman, who goes out of bounds at the San Diego 15-yard line. But from there, the Bengals advance only 1 yard and must settle for 3 points on Dale Livingston's 21-yard field goal. To the half, the Bengals gain momentum as number 89, Harry Gunner, drops Hadel for a 14-yard loss. On the next play, Hadel is hard-pressed for receivers and throws the ball to Cincinnati's number 69, Sherrill Hedrick. Taking inspiration from the defense, the Bengal offense clicks on a Dewey Warren to Rod Sherman pass for 10 yards. A few plays later, number 19, Essex Johnson, bangs over from the 6 to bring the Bengals within reach. 17-10 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
In a rematch with the Cincinnati Bengals, Denver hoped to bounce back. Steve Tenzie came off the bench in the second half to rally the offensive forces. Although substantial gains had been racked up, there were only 3 Denver points on the scoreboard late in the 4th quarter. With less than 5 minutes remaining, Denver recovered a fumble and Tenzie went to work. Using the clock and his receivers well, Tenzie marched the Broncos downfield and culminated the drive with a pass to Mike Hafner. The 10-7 victory was significant because the Broncos would lose only once in the following 4 games.
In pursuit of their 3rd victory of the season, the Bengals awaited the Miami Dolphins. Behind 10-2 after the first half, the Bengals roared back on explosive scoring plays by Essex Johnson and Paul Robinson and had victory in sight. But there was one play that might have made the difference, a swing pass from Dewey Warren to Essex Johnson. Johnson went all the way to score, but the referee claimed he stepped out of bounds. The replay will show how close the call was. What do you think? frustration of the Bengals is expressed in the conflicting calls of the two refs. Down by 8 points with 1 minute and 54 seconds left in the game, Dewey Warren hit Bob Trumpy for a touchdown. And the Bengals went for the 2-point play and the tie. The Bengals learned a hard lesson this day in how close the difference is between victory and defeat.
In the first half, Miami displayed a crushing pass defense that held the Bengals to only 4 receptions. Like this one, they were all hard-earned and extremely painful. The Dolphins also bottled up Cincinnati's ground game and permitted them a humble 30 yards rushing in this half. But the pass defense hurt the most. This defense was so effective that Paul Brown's offense was unable to register a point in the entire half. Miami scored early on a 26-yard field goal that was set up by a Cincinnati fumble. Number 21, Jim Kick, pounded out 15 yards to the Cincinnati 25 to help set up quarterback Bob Greasy's toss to number 89, Carl Noonan. The tally made it 10-0 Miami. Then the Bengal defense asserted itself and trapped Greasy in his own end zone for a safety and a 10-2 score at the half. Paul Brown put a scare into his offense during halftime. The first time Cincinnati touched the ball in the third quarter, Essex Johnson, number 19, cracked through a Dolphin lineman and glided 41 yards to pull Cincinnati within 1 point. The Bengals kept moving as Paul Robinson took a pitch and hammered right in for 12 yards and a near touchdown. He stayed inbounds on the next play and scored from the 1, putting Cincinnati ahead for the first time, 16-10. But the Dolphin defense again intimidated the Bengals. Bob Trumpy caught a pass from Dewey Warren and fumbled it. Miami scored on a 20-yard pass from Greasy to number 89 Noonan and regained a narrow lead of 17-16. Miami held and again broke into Bengal territory. Greasy found Stan Mitchell in the open and hit him with a 31-yard scoring pass that gave Miami a normally safe 8-point lead with less than 4 minutes to go. But the Bengals wouldn't say die. Warren hit Trumpy for a 9-yard pickup and then found the big end for a 45-yard touchdown pass that gave Cincinnati a great chance to pull a tie out of an almost certain defeat if they could only make a 2-point conversion. On the 2-point play, Warren again threw to Trumpy, but Dick Anderson broke up the pass and Randall Edmonds intercepted. The defensive effort gave Miami a narrow and hard-earned victory. The Oakland defense made one mistake all afternoon. Paul Robinson, number 18, caught Kent McCloughan off guard and covered 87 yards for the Bengals' only touchdown. Through their first season, the Bengals' pride has been their defense. And Oakland's stable of running backs can attest to the fact that with Cincinnati, an unassisted tackle means getting hit by 3 at a time. The Bengals pounced on 2 Raider fumbles. This recovery by Bill Kendrick set up a Cincinnati field goal. LaMonica found Bolitnikoff for the touchdown, and Oakland was off to an impressive 31-10 triumph over Cincinnati. Cincinnati Bengals Sam Weich made his first professional start today, and it won't be his last. The rookie free agent made quarterbacking look easy as he completed a sizzling 20 of 30 passes for 228 yards and 1 touchdown. Another rookie, number 18, Paul Robinson, had a heyday as he ran for 156 yards and made the Houston defense look less than competent on several occasions. He accounted for all but 23 of Cincinnati's rushing yardage. In spite of Weich and Robinson, the Bengals were completely outclassed by quarterback Don Truell and the Houston Oilers. The Oilers couldn't be stopped. Truell connected with Jim Byrne, another rookie, for 46 yards. Truell's passing was on target all day as he completed 13 of 20 for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Boyle Granger went over from the 1 to give the Oilers a 14-point advantage at halftime. The Bengals came close in the 3rd quarter. Behind Weich's passing and Robinson's running, they marched downfield in 16 plays and scored on a 4-yard sweep by Paul Robinson. The score was now 17-10. With 1 second left, Weich threw a screen pass to Paul Robinson, who ended the day on a happy note with a 68-yard score. The final was 27-17 Houston. This victory gives the Oilers reason to think about another championship. Although the chances are slim, the hopes are high. Rookie Paul Robinson, number 18, is first. Robinson was the NCAA Intermediate Hurdle Champion at Arizona, and his total of 705 yards rushing attests to his football ability. Robinson gained 115 yards against the tough Chief defense, but had to pay the price for his success. There were no big surprises in the game except the score. Midway into the 3rd quarter, it was all tied up 6-6, and that was before Bengals safety Jess Phillips carried an errant Jackie Lee pass to the 12-yard line. Cincinnati couldn't get the touchdown, but Dale Livingston did get his 3rd field goal of the day, and it gave the upstart Bengals the lead, 9-6. A rookie named Holmes, as the Bengals once again almost beat the best.
This week in the AFL saw some quarterbacks play on the periphery of injury while others had to be replaced. Houston's Pete Beathard, recovering from appendicitis, led his team over Denver, who lost Steve Tinsey again with a collarbone injury. Buffalo's nightmare quarterback situation is now being filled by Sam Russell, their 6th of the season, who until last week was dodging a pass rush led by 2 skinny corporals and a mess sergeant. And John Stofa, subbing for the injured Sam Weich, led the Bengals to a wild finish against the Dolphins. The game between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals looked like it had been planned by the ancient football genius who split a football contest into 4 quarters. No matter how hard they tried, neither team could dominate more than 1 quarter at a time. In the first quarter, it was all Miami as Bob Greasy and his fullback Stan Mitchell tailored a 52-yard play into the first score of the game. Miami led 7-0. During the first quarter, Cincinnati's offense could not get untracked. The league's leading rusher, rookie sensation number 18, Paul Robinson, got nowhere. But in the second quarter, the teams reversed roles. Bengals quarterback Sam Weich had tight end Bob Trumpy. The big rookie from Utah turned the short pass into an 80-yard scoring play. This tied the score at 7-all. The Bengals were not through with the second quarter yet as number 18, Paul Robinson, added 54 more yards to his total rushing statistic. The Bengals had the lead at halftime, 17-7. Again, the team switched roles in the third quarter. Miami's Bob Greasy, who had spent most of the second quarter on his back, now had the time to be on target. Greasy protected his passing game with a running attack led by number 35, Stan Mitchell. Subbing for the injured Larry Zonka, Mitchell took the Dolphins into scoring range. Greasy completed the 82-yard drive with his short flip to number 89, Carl Noonan. Noonan's touchdown brought Miami within 3 points at 17-14. Cincinnati in the third quarter was like Cincinnati in the first quarter, in trouble. Number 40, Ron Lamb, looked like he was going to change everything until he fumbled. Of course, Miami recovered since the mystical style of the game made the third quarter all Miami. The Dolphins won the third quarter and pulled ahead 21-17 on this Greasy to Stan Mitchell pass. But the fourth quarter was coming, and it was to be all Cincinnati's. Number 15, John Stofa, came in after Weich broke his ankle. Warren McVay took Stofa's screen pass 42 yards, and the Bengals again had the lead. Cincinnati got the ball right back with the same results. Paul Robinson scored his second touchdown of the day, his 4th straight 100-yard outing. The Bengals now had a commanding 10-point lead, 31-21, and a solid candidate for Rookie of the Year. Miami's offense was completely stymied in the fourth quarter. Number 31, Fletcher Smith, intercepted this pass and stopped Miami's deepest penetration in the fourth period. Miami was through, but not Cincinnati. Robinson scored his 3rd touchdown of the day and neatly ended a game that had been a little too neat. In terms of individual quarters, both teams had won 2. The only difference, the Bengals won them bigger.
But the Bengals were not discouraged. They knew they were good, and they were determined to achieve that third victory. And Miami was their intended victim. In 82-degree heat, the Bengals stalked their tropical prey and then struck from all sides. The offense rolled up 422 yards and scored on long and short plays. This screen pass from John Stofa to Warren McVay went 55 yards. Sam Weish connected with Bob Trumpy for an 80-yard score. And while lesser players were wilting, Paul Robinson put on an exhibition of running that dazzled the Dolphin defensive men. Displaying his qualifications for Rookie of the Year, Robbie piled up 134 yards and 3 touchdowns of 5, 15, and 54 yards. This third victory tied the record for wins by an expansion team and pointed the way to next year, when once again Paul Brown and his staff will set the Bengals loose to roam the AFL.
The Bengals made a move in the third quarter. It was 4th and 1, and Rex Keeling dropped back to punt. He ran instead and picked up the first down, even though his journey came to a rather abrupt halt. Then Stofa threw a beautiful touchdown pass to number 38, Estes Banks. This made it 26-7 and put a little life in the Bengals, but not enough. Stofa led Rod Sherman with a perfectly thrown pass, and the speedy flanker made a nice catch to round out the scoring. Then suddenly the Boston fans went wild. They had their first win in 6 games and just couldn't resist congratulating their team in person. They stormed onto the field and caused the game to be called with 5 seconds left. The final score was 33-14 and the Boston fans were happy again. Although the outcome of the Jets-Bengals game was not unexpected, there were a few unusual happenings along the way. Number 87, Bill Peterson, picked up a block punt and stormed to the Jets' 2-yard line. It was surprising that in 4 plays, the Bengals could not bring it in for the touchdown. But maybe it wasn't so unusual after all, because the Jets' defense did seem to be getting some extra help. It was surprising that a veteran such as Babe Pirelli, number 15, would try a quarterback sneak from his own 2-yard line and neglect to hang on to the football. Number 76, Jim Griffin, recovered for the Bengal touchdown. Cincinnati's number 38, Estes Banks, ran extremely well and averaged almost 9 yards per carry as the Bengals outgained the Jets on the ground. Number 58, Al Beauchamp, came up with the game's only interception, and this led to a Paul Robinson touchdown. Robinson, number 18, became the third rookie in AFL history to run over 1,000 yards in a season. Near the end of the game, the numbing cold started to affect the ball handling. The Jets overcame this by sending in red-hot Babe Pirelli, who passed to Bake Turner for the final Jet touchdown and a not unexpected 27-14 New York victory.